Hey everyone, so we're back with Remnant 2. That's a new character, okay. Okay, the session will be joined box. Okay, great.
Audrey,
We're looking for a macabre. Who's that?
Brabus scares me. Reminds me of the folks that... Well, never mind. If you want to talk to him, he's over at the gun range.
And where would the gun range be? What, is there a cursor that I'm not seeing? Why do I...
Hey, get away from my stew! Oh, it's you. What? No, of course not. Never seen you before in my life. I just figure you're you. You know? And I'm me, and that's where we are.
You ain't
So,
wrong.
what can well, shoot, traveler. I might have some answers for you.
Why do I want to know about himself?
Quite a bit, stranger. The name's Mudtooth, and ain't nobody been around longer or seen more than I have. Except maybe old Ford, of course, but that old mudder cheats. Anyway, he hardly tells any of his stories. Only 3 reasons why folks come to see me, and that's my stories or my stew. Yeah. So, youngin', what'll it be? That's so? Huh. Did I tell you about the stories yet? That one too, eh? Well, that's it, ain't it? My stories and my stew. Listen, you sure I said there were 3 reasons? 'Cause, only 2 reasons folks come to see old Mudtooth, and you know both of them. I'm pretty sure your memory's slipping.
It's gaslighting me? Alright. I don't have questions right now, but
Well,
he seems like an
alright.
interesting guy. Oh,
Why,
buy stew?
sure, but it ain't ready just yet. The lunch rush today was something fierce, I tell you. But I'll have some for you quicker than you can say crazy 8. Well, maybe not that quick. I done already said it, didn't I? Just come back in a while, I'll be sure to save you a bowl. Come round again sometime.
so many
here.
new faces these days. Things must be getting a mite easier out there. Welcome, traveler. I'm Reginald Malone, but my friends call me Reggie. You can too. Saw you come in with Bo and Clementine there. Oh, you can be sure they'll do everything they can for your friend. Ain't the first to come through here needing help. Oh, getting right to business. I respect that. You might find some of these useful.
Ammo box. Replenishes all ammo resources. Oh, okay. Uses acid damage. I'm kind of liking this.
Don't be a stranger.
Some potential here, but where's... Who's this?
Need to find Brabus? He's at the shooting range, just past the warehouse.
Just past the warehouse. And the warehouse was over here. Ava McCabe. Oh, okay, there.
Well, ain't you a right mudder? Traipsing in here like you own the place. That boy what talks to the root? I don't trust Wally with a hot meal. But I also ain't dumb enough to cross him. I don't reckon he was any more specific.
You said you...
Right. Well, the boy's crazy, but he ain't stupid. I can see your gear is, lacking, to say the least. If he asks, you tell him I gave you this. No charge. Riggs is gonna talk my ear off if I don't send you over to him next, isn't he? Fine. Go see Riggs, then. Tell him he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Travis gotta polish his stuff more. You can't shoot straight with this.
So I can change my gun.
I bet Riggs can help me out. I should stop by sometime.
What's my primary skill? Okay, interesting.
I bet Riggs can help me.
Okay, so let's see what Ava McCabe has for us.
This better be good.
Help me with my journey.
You're serious, aren't you? Alright, so what the hell is this journey? I swear, if that boy weren't so goddamn right all the time, he and I'd be having words. Percussive ones. Fine. Well, the only reason anyone bothers me is because I'm good with a hammer. So either I can modify your weapons, or we can find a more creative use for it. Tell you what, I heard you picked up something strange on your little jaunt earlier. Maybe I could do something with it.
Launches a payload that explodes on contact with allies, healing 35% of the max health. When no ally is struck, payload stays dormant until an ally gets close. Oh. That is cool. Concussive. Am I an ally? Can I do that on myself? Imbues ammunition with fire and increases range damage by 15% for 20 seconds. Shots also apply burning. This is kind of cool. I like the idea of the healing one. How much power do I have? Is this my power? Oh, that's scrap. Okay.
There. That ought to help with whatever journey he saw you on. Just tell Wally to be more specific next time, yeah? So we're done here, right? Or do I need the hammer again? Hopefully this means you'll be leaving soon. Okay, that's all you get. Bye now.
So then can I... Okay, so this is for this. This is actually pretty great.
Well, good for big game, but not so much what I'm after.
How do I use... Oh, wait a minute. I have to charge it up. Okay, I understand. Ah, okay.
Travis got to polish his stuff more. Straighten this. Damn!
Wait, this is not so great then. I lose access to that gun? Oh no, I just don't have any ammo. I thought I had infinite ammo.
Yeah, you need something with a longer barrel.
Ooh, whoops. Used up all my ammo. Alright, well. Alright.
What can I do for you? I don't suppose he was more particular about why.
He said you were going to talk his ear off. You didn't?
Ha! Yeah, that sounds like Travis. Right. Well, I've got a pretty focused skill set. I reckon I know what he means. Come to me if you ever need to upgrade your equipment.
Okay. So, oh, I actually have enough to do this. I'll upgrade this. I like this gun.
Take care, my friend.
Okay, and now I have another trait point available. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Now I need to go back to Ford, who is by the gate. And the gate is here? No. The gate looks like it's there. Okay. So the gate's over here? Yeah, straight ahead. Yep, this is looking like a gate.
You look ready to face anything. What do you say? Ready to see what's down there with me? Glad to
Let's do
hear
it.
it. Follow me.
I'm going out with the old man.
Still smells like home. Here, take this. Just crank the handle to make it work. This used to be a research facility, cutting edge. We did things down here nobody dreamed of. Not before nor since. Yet, for all our manpower, we didn't know what the stones really were. Until it was too late.
The stones.
The world stones. Giant red crystals that let us see into other worlds. Even travel to them. So, what? We just hide the stones away and hope the Soviets haven't found their own. No. We had to know everything there was to know about them. It was a matter of national security. Of pride. So, yeah.
Oh.
We opened the door and walked through.
But something was waiting on the other side.
It didn't happen right away. Hell, the inhabitants of the worlds we traveled to couldn't follow us. We thought we were safe. But yeah, the route found a way. After that, well, we all know what happened after that.
So it's his fault.
Locked, huh? Well, this is my house. Come on. I gave Ellen a few things to hang on to in case of emergency. She must have hidden it around here some. Come on, Ellie, where'd you hide it?
I see. My flashlight is not as good as I wish it was.
That red thing.
Matchbook.
We
Dragon
call it
heart.
a dragon heart. Don't ask why. Take it with you. You might need it.
Can I equip it? I can. What does this do?
Come on.
On use
let's go.
heals 70 health. Okay. Where did he go? Oh.
There you are. Hurry up. Hey, take a look at that matchbook you found. I got a hunch. Let's get this door unlocked. Can't stand around all day.
Interesting. So there's an inventory system.
Is that the...
The World Stone. Yes. Or part of it, anyway. Every shard's as useful as the whole. We shut it down after Harsgard died. Like I told Ellen at the time. The damn thing's more dangerous than useful. Huh. Of course not. Never mind. Now, let's see if that worked.
Work to do what, exactly? Holy shit.
So many years. So many journeys. I wonder, did the Andrew Ford who first touched this crystal, did he ever come back?
I'm thinking no. You gotta ask that question.
Go back. Tell Bo to bury this place. Not just lock it away, but get some explosives and bury it in a tomb of concrete. More dangerous than useful, traveler. Remember that.
He's leaving.
Ford? Ford! Ford! Oh, man. Bo is gonna be pissed.
That bastard did it. He actually woke it up.
Clementine? Hey.
Did he tell you how to use it? Do I even want to?
System failure is imminent. The core has been compromised. The utility is required. Commencing acquisition.
Clementine!
Don't let go! No, I'm slipping! Don't take me!
Really?
Clementine!
You had one job, man. Just don't let go.
Shit! Oh, shit!
Oh, this guy's got a potty mouth.
Oh, no, don't do it. Don't you do it. Oh, this is so stupid.
Okay, you can charge melee attacks. What does it do? Save? Okay, resting at checkpoints replenishes ammo and relics at the cost of respawning all basic enemies in the world. In multiplayer, resting also respawns any fallen allies. All players must be using a checkpoint in order to rest. Okay, so I'm here.
Clementine! Ford! Shit. Where are you guys? This is all insane. Both the Crystal and Ford. Better get moving if I'm gonna find Clementine.
Let's see, was there a wall? No, yeah, there is a wall here. Some kind of door. Are these doors open? Nope. Okay, so I need a key of sorts. Oh. I need a bunch of things. So I need 2 faces.
Looks like
That takes me here.
something is missing.
No kidding, buddy. No kidding. These are levers, but I can't turn them. On site, we're on site. Okay, so it's like bonfires. Alright. Game can display the map area. You can use the map area to discover unexplored sections of the current area. It also locates crucial elements such as doorways and items for the last location where your character perished. Okay, not sure where to go for. So I need to go. Okay. I'm hearing creatures.
Ooh, this ain't good.
Why am I still taking damage there? I might be bad at this game, eh? There's more? It's upstairs. There's all kind of puzzles. Oh gosh. Ooh. Spooked me, buddy. Maybe this was the wrong difficulty to play on. Ooh, okay. Okay, we can do this though.
It's over.
Yeah, this was the wrong difficulty. I almost had that guy too. There we go. Okay, good little range. The birth of Fae. In the beginning times, the Fae did suffer from a terrible disease known as the wasting. None were safe, for the wasting struck both young and old, rich and poor, and it had neither cure nor remedy. This is the story of how the wasting was conquered. Day and night they prayed to their creator with tears and blood. Hear us, great spirit of light, and show us what we have done. No longer drink blood nor kill in revelry. These laws and more we have upheld it. Tell us our sin, O God, and we will repent. Yet for all their fervor, the Great Spirit did not answer them. We must seek him out, said one, a warrior named Aramin. How, the people asked, the Great Spirit dwells beyond the sun, where no Fae has ever gone. No Fae but ourselves, Aramin's brother, the hunter known as Aramor. And who better? Airmen agreed. We must. Yeah, I had to go, so I'm not too sure exactly where I am in here. Let me see. Oh yeah. Armin agreed, we must, for if the spirit will not hear us, every face shall perish. So the two brothers set out to find the home of the Great Spirit, taking with them the Tola the Dreamer, and Saril the Seer. Together these four undertook on the long, impossible journey to the temple beyond the sun. In the weeks that followed, Saril guided them down the Queen's byway to the wild, and from there the Forbidden Peaks, where not even Aramor could find sustenance for them. The suns blazed upon their heads, their legs became like chests packed with sodden clothes, and hunger tore at them from inside. On the 17th day, Tola fell to the ground. With a sharp cry, Aramor ran to her, but she did not respond to his pleas. Her face bore the first outlines of scales, a sign of the wasting. Saril wailed in anguish, the Great Spirit has abandoned us. We are nothing to him. Aramor rebuked her. No, our sainted Creator would not discard us so. This is but a test of our faith. We are close, said Armin. We need only to reach the peak of that mountain. There we shall find the Great Spirit and end this curse for Tola and all of us. Saril nodded, though tears dripped from her eyes, for the mountain was tall and the days were long. Tola regained consciousness, but her scales became more pronounced. Soon she could not bear her own weight, and Armin had to carry her. Then the scales appeared on Armin's face as well. It is useless, said Saril. We are not even halfway to the summit. The Great Spirit cares nothing for us. Silence. Armin drew his knife and slashed at the seer. You will not blaspheme the Creator. Again, Armin grabbed Aramor's wrist, though his grip was weak and his hand trembled. Peace, brother. Do not stain your hand for one who grieves. Above all others, we who undertake this journey must not sin. This is the test. Her heresy undermines us, brother. The Creator would relish her death. We do not kill. Armin sat down and then, drained from the force behind his own words, we must carry on whatever the cost. For days more they climbed until Aramor had to carry his brother, and Tola slipped in and out of consciousness. Starvation clawed at their stomachs, but the summit was near, drawing them ever onward. They reached the peak. The sun blared on their faces, and the wind breathed cold on their necks. Yet the peak was barren. There was no temple, only a sea of mountains beyond, each taller than the last. Aramor dropped to his knees in despair. Aramor dropped to his knees in despair. Armin fell from his back to the ground. Saril, the one who had not yet seen, scaled the peak behind him. He cried in anguish, Tola, no! The brothers turned. Saril buried her face in Tola's chest. Tola's skin had turned ashen white, her cheeks fallow, her eyes lay open, staring out at the vast mountain range, yet seeing none of it. Tola was dead. Sarah lifted her face to the sky and cried, Why? What good is any of this? The Great Spirit has disowned us. We are nothing to him. Damn you, seer, said Aramor, though tears of anguish dampened his face as well. Silence your blasphemy, or I will silence it for you. The Great Spirit does not exist, she spat, or else he is useless. He is a useless being, unworthy of worship. Your Great Spirit has brought us nothing but anguish. Aramor gripped the dagger at his belt. His knuckles whitened about the hilt. You live only because my brother has spoken for you. Our anguish is caused by you. No, you caused this. You should have never come. If it weren't for your foolish plan, Tola might yet live. She pulled the blade from her sister's sheath and stood to her feet, her chest heaving with fiery breath. No more will die for your dogma. Sarah leapt atop Aramor. The hunter tried to pull his own knife in defense, but it caught in the scabbard. He glared defiantly as the seer brought her blade down on his neck. Suddenly, she cut short, releasing a strangled cough from her lips. Blood dripped from her chin, and Aramor saw Armin beneath her, two hands on the hilt of his own blade, sunk deep into her chest. Armin stood with sudden strength and shoved her back. The blade slipped from her body, and she fell to the ground by her sister, her blood crystallizing in the cold mountain air. Brother, Aramor breathed, your skin. Armin looked at his arms, and he touched his face. The scales had fallen, and his strength returned. The wasting had left him. But I sinned, I killed for you, yet murder is... You murdered a heretic, brother. Aramor said. It is a sign. Aramin stood a while longer, rubbing his hands up and down his arms in amazement. Finally he nodded. So, the Great Spirit is on our side. Let us press on. It was still many days before they reached their destination. The wasting returned to both this time. As the days passed, their strength fled. Their weapons and packs became too heavy for them and were left behind. They could no longer lift their arms, and their lungs felt as though they breathed sand. Finally, they crested the tallest summit and saw, silhouetted in the light of the suns, the temple they had sought for so long. With a small, fresh store of strength, they pushed through the doors and stepped inside. A glorious being towered above them, radiating beauty and light. Instinctively, the brothers fell on their knees. Aramin was the first to find his voice. "O Great Spirit, we have come to beseech thine help for our people." The being gazed upon them but said nothing. The brothers glanced at each other. Aramor spoke. "We have undertaken a long and hard journey to save the Fae. They are beset by a disease, the wasting, which we ourselves may die from even now. We have kept all your laws," Aramin said. "Yet the wasting remains. Please tell us what we must do that we might repent." The Great Spirit did not move. It stared at them for what seemed an eternity. The brothers pressed their face against the temple floor. "We have come so far," said Aramor. "We need you, Great Creator. We are nothing without you." Again silence stretched until the brothers wondered the Spirit could even hear them. Finally, though it did not open its mouth, the Great Spirit's voice boomed throughout the temple. "I did not create you." Aramin and Aramor glanced at each other in confusion. "Surely you did," said Aramor. "Thou art the Great Spirit, the god of all Fae." "I am your Great Spirit," it said, "and truly I do rule over all Fae, but I did not create you. The Creator gave its creatures free will, a wasted and squandered gift. For the Fae are a wicked people of chaos and destruction. I have tried to contain you, offering guidance, laws, and teachings, all of it betrayed. The Fae only love death, and I can only try to contain your ruination. No, Seekers, I will not save you from that which saves the world." The brothers gaped in silence until Aramor said, "The wasting, it came from you." The Great Spirit said nothing, but turned away from them. The light of the temple dimmed as it did so. "It came from you." With a shout, Aramor stood and leaped at the Great Spirit. Aramin did the same, and the brothers grappled their god, clawing at its eyes and sinking their teeth into its flesh. The spirit howled and tore at them, calling upon the rage of the storm. The doors of the temple crashed open. Gale-force winds whipped around them, slicing their skin with debris. Lightning shook the very walls until the floor itself cracked. Yet still the brothers battered and thrashed their ersatz creator. I don't know that word. Ersatz creator. Until finally, with a cry that shook the sky, the Great Spirit fell to the ground. Its blood filled the temple, and the light faded from its eyes. Aramin and Aramor lay next to it, breathing heavily. The scales fell from their skin, and their wounds healed. The wasting left them, left every Fae, in that moment, never to return. "Brother," said Aramor, "what have we done?" Aramin pushed himself to his feet and gazed over the massive body. "We saved us. But the Great Spirit, we have killed our god." "Not a god, brother. He never was." Aramin turned and looked through the temple door to the world beyond. "There is no god but ourselves." Damn, okay, that's a nice little anti-religion story there. What is this?
Yeah, this looks important.
Wait. Let me see, what was that? What is this? Balin mural piece. Okay, so this gotta be the face of the two brothers, Aramin and Aramor. That's cool. Ooh, I'm running low on ammo though.
All right, come and get some.
Oh gosh. Ooh. You spooked me, buddy. running low, dangerously low on ammo. Where is this guy? Oh shoot! That's what I meant to do. Game's a little spooky, man. Okay, let me finish this room first, and then I'll proceed. Because I did see that there was an area where I could jump. Oh, I guess that's where I'm supposed to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shoot! Man, gotta get used to that. I came here for what though? Why can I Okay, so it looks like there's something up here. Oh. What did I just pick up? Long gun ammo. Okay, so I do get ammo from these guys. How do I get across there now? I don't think I do. Okay, maybe I have to put down one of those things to progress. Hold on a second. see my inventory? What does this do? It's a grenade. Once consumed, the hero will return to the last active checkpoint. Its scarcity only adds 6 value, making it highly sought after. Oh, okay. But man, is this ever a conundrum. So there's allegedly something right here. Oh, there is a door here. Oh. Yikes. Okay. You know what? Let's just go back to our safe spot. Why? More books? The Feast of the Forest King. One day the Forest King announced an enormous feast and invited every animal of the forest, and one of you will receive my boon, the invitation said, but whomever displeases me will receive a bow. Which meant a noose. For every animal knew of the king's capriciousness and cruelty, so all the animals came. The Jubhawk put on his finest clothes, preening his feathers and polishing his horns. The Han fluffed its gills and licked its eyes cleaner than they had ever been. The Nara shed a new skin and combed its tails. Every animal presented their very best. All except the Dropper, whose coat dripped with cave slime and smelled of wild fungus. What are you doing? The Jubhawk snapped. Why have you not groomed for the king? The Dropper yawned. Your posturing looks so unpleasant. Everyone is stiff and miserable. You should be at least bathed, said the Jubhawk. If the king notices you, then you will surely hang. The Dropper shrugged. At least I am comfortable. The feast was served, though the king had not yet arrived. The animals praised the spread, though they ate little for fear of appearing gluttonous. The Dropper, however, appreciated none of it, tearing into his food like one half-starved. You fool, the feast is for show, hissed the Jabhawk. The king is surely watching, then I may die, the Dropper said. Crumbs from a large piece of apple cake spilled from his mouth, but I will not die empty. Afterwards, and with loud fanfare, the king arrived and took his place at the head of the table. The animals rose and bowed, all except the Dropper, who was so full he could not stand, while the others stood in front of him, blocking his view. He scratched his belly and let loose a roaring belch. All in attendance gasped in horror, but the crowd was so great that the king could not see who was at fault. Who was that? Bellowed the king. Tell me, you may yet live. But the animals were afraid of drawing attention to themselves, so no one moved. But the Jubhawk feared staying quiet even more, and so, though it betrayed his friend, he raised one clawed wing and pointed it at the now sleeping Dropper. It was him, your majesty. The Dropper dishonored your otherwise divine feast. The Dropper snored like a wood beetle. His fur was caked with drink and apple crumbs. The king barked his name. Wake and speak for yourself. The Dropper startled awake. He looked around and saw all eyes on him, most notably the Forest King's. He swallowed. It was a good feast, he said. I enjoyed it very much, though I may never eat again. Silence boomed throughout the feasting hall. Everyone watched the king, both excited and terrified by what he might do. Without warning, the king's head flew back and he roared in laughter. The other animals remained silent, paralyzed in their fear. The foolish Dropper grinned sleepily. When the king stopped laughing, he said, You will eat again, Dropper, this and much more. For more than any other, you have enjoyed the feast I laid out before you. And so you shall receive my boon. And the king ordered that food be brought to the Dropper's cave every day, enough to keep him fed and fat for the rest of his days. Then the king pointed at the Jubhawk. But you betrayed your friend for a boon. You are more treacherous and selfish than any of my subjects, and so your neck shall receive a bow. And he ordered him arrested. That evening the Jubhawk was hanged, though by the time of the execution the king had forgotten his crime, and so none was posted. The Jubhawk died for nothing, but the Dropper was and still is happy to this day. Moral posture for no one, boons and bows be damned. That's facts. That's a good story. So we need to get good at this game, honestly. I need to figure out what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Something to scrap. Relics can replace your dragon heart, offering unique and specialized benefits. Equip them in your relic slots in your inventory. Relic fragments, slotting fragments into relics enhances their statistics. Okay. So let's see, why would they tell me that? Oh. I didn't know I could change these, okay. Cracked consumption. Consumability, vertical spread. Okay, I only have 3, right? Okay, cool.
All right, let's do this.
Oh shoot! Dead. Man. I keep forgetting I need to press both left and right bumper. Okay, but I don't think I lose anything, right? What happens if I go back to where I died? Nothing happens.
Holy hell.
Come and get me, buddy. Okay. Now let's see. Does that boss guy come back? Because that would not
Here
be...
they come. Bleeding won't stop. Listen, good.
Man. Let's see, does everyone come back because I died? I think so, right? Okay. Let's go back and see what happens if we We put the mask where it should be. Unless maybe you're supposed to get 2. Was the mask up there? I can't remember now. Pretty sure it was. Yeah, okay. Okay. Is it that it's the wrong door? Where's the other mask? I swear there was 2.
Looks like it's missing a piece.
Okay, so I definitely need to get 2. Is this door gonna open for me? No, it's not. Oh, so one's gold, one's gonna be like obsidian or something. Interesting, but it seems like I went through... This is like the gold side. I don't know. Definitely do gotta get used to this combat though. It's a different kind of system altogether. And I wonder what the story about the things means. Something significant here, but I don't know yet. Scrap.
I'm in trouble!
Let's go back up here. Ooh. More stories? The Nara and the Jubhawk. Okay. It was in the days when every animal prepared for the long winter. The Han gathered rocks and mud for its dam. The bus had elk collected hay to spread about its den. The Nara curled up the tallest trees, seeking nuts to store in its hole. One day, the Nara climbed a particularly tall tree, a task it disliked very much, for the climb was difficult and the branches often treacherous, when it came upon a Jubhawk lounging in its nest. "Where's your store of food, Master Jubhawk?" said the Nara. Do you not prepare for the winter?" "I have never had need," the Jubhawk said with a great shrug of its wings. "But the idea intrigues me, for I see all creatures of the forest running to and fro for days on end." "So we must," said the Nara with a flick of its tail, "else the winter will claim us." "How charming." "Oh, not for those poor souls claimed, of course, but all your hard work delights me very much. Perhaps you might be interested in an arrangement. I can see how much you disliked climbing my jub trees. Your body is more suited for swimming, yes? Perhaps instead of nuts you could bring me a particular worm, one that makes its autumn home deep within the Dropper Caves. If you were to bring me, say, 100 of them, I would happily gather the nuts for you from every tree in this grove." "I can do this," the Nara straightened in delight, for it hated climbing the jub trees very much. Swimming in the pools of the Dropper Caves was much more to its liking. "I will make this deal." Eagerly the Nara slithered into the caves, slipping into the cold pool, swam through an underwater passage, and entered a dark chamber where the only light was the glow of the cave worms the Jubhawk desired so much. There were hundreds upon the walls, and the rock was easily scalable for the Nara, much easier than the cursed jub trees. This will be simple, she thought. It would require a full week to gather all the nuts in the Jubhawk's grove, but this will take me but a day. With the Jubhawk's help, I can begin my winter's rest early. But the task proved more difficult than the Nara had thought, for the worms clung tightly to the walls, and they wiggled and slipped from her grasp during the swim to the outside. By the evening she had gathered only half a dozen. "Oh, it shall take me weeks to get them all. I must speak to the Jubhawk." But the Jubhawk was not as understanding as she hoped. "A day's work, and this is all you have achieved? You did not say the worms adhered to the rock, nor that they would squirm away at the first touch of water. It takes a great deal of time to bring even one into the sack." "I have never noticed these problems. Perhaps you simply need to try harder." The Nara hissed. "I'm sorry, Mr. Jubhawk. Even with the nuts you gather for me, I cannot complete this task and be ready for the winter." "But we had an agreement," the Jubhawk scratched its under feathers with one long claw. "How about this? I will gather even more nuts, all that you need for the whole winter, but in exchange you will collect every worm in the cave. Can you do that?" The Nara flicked its tail as it calculated. The request would be difficult, but all the nuts she needed for winter? Troublesome though the worms were, they were far less troubling than climbing the jub trees. And she would still save time, besides. "Yes," she said, "I will do this." And so she returned to work. One at a time, she pried each worm from its wall and towed it through the water until she was too tired to do more, and brought what she had for the Jubhawk that day. After a week of this, she began to dislike the work, but reminded herself that she got to spend her entire day swimming in the cool of the cave rather than the heat of the forest, and her work would be done with days to spare. All without climbing a single tree, she thought. And perhaps the Jubhawk will enjoy the worms as much, and that he will make the same offer next season. Then I could begin winter's rest even earlier. And with that pleasant thought ahead of her, she smiled and continued her work. The days grew colder, so too did the cave pools. The work became slow and difficult. Each sunset the Nara brought a sack before the Jubhawk and redid her calculations. No longer would the winter rest start early, but with the Jubhawk's help she would survive the winter, and perhaps next season she could start earlier. She noticed another thing, however. "Where are the nuts, Mr. Jubhawk?" For surely he should have gathered some by now. The Jubhawk waved a casual wing in the air. "I can gather more in a day than you can in a fortnight. It will be done." "But," she said, her slender body quivering with anxiety, "the nuts will not remain forever. They must be gathered before they fall." "Dear Nara, which of us lives in these jub trees?" The Jubhawk's feathers puffed out as it took offense. "Perhaps you should spend more energy on worms than misgivings, for this deal pleases me, and it would be nice to do it again next year." Nara smiled at that and slipped away. The Jubhawk was right, of course. He knew his trees better than she, and next year she would be even faster. In any case, it was too late for the deal to change now. There was no time left for her to collect the nuts she needed by herself. With the Jubhawk's words in her heart, she returned to her work with even greater fervor. And by this time the first winter clouds loomed on the horizon, she returned with the final sack and placed it at the foot of the jub tree. "Jubhawk," she called. "I have the last of them, every worm as promised." The Jubhawk flapped down, clutched the sack in its talons, and flew it back to its nest without a word. The Nara waited, but he did not reappear. "Mr. Jubhawk," said the Nara, a shiver of worry niggling at her tails. The great bird poked its head from its nest and looked down. "Of course, I apologize. Thank you so much, dear Nara. This arrangement has been quite a pleasure. I look forward to continuing it in the future." And he dropped a small bag from above. The bag landed nearly on the Nara's head and spilled forth a mere handful of jub nuts. Hardly enough for a week, let alone the winter. The Nara hissed in agitation. "Where are the rest, Mr. Jubhawk? You promised all I need." The Jubhawk walked out onto a great branch with a sad look upon its face. "I'm sorry, dear Nara, but I flew here and there all day, every jub tree in every grove, and that is all I could find." "All day?" the Nara said. "What of the other days?" The Jubhawk did not appear to hear her. "Here," he said, "take a few of my worms, for I surely do not need them all." And he dropped the sack that the Nara brought him that day. The Nara snarled, "I cannot eat worms," but the Jubhawk had returned to his nest already and disappeared. The Nara called until the clouds rolled in and the sun set, but the Jubhawk showed not a feather. She returned to her burrow with the scant nuts the Jubhawk had given her. Even eating sparingly, those nuts were gone within the month. It was too cold to gather more, but the Nara had little choice. She slithered far and wide in the snow, searching for any food she could eat, but all the food had been frozen or gathered, and all the animals holed up for the winter. The snow fell, and the cold worsened, and the trusting Nara froze to death before she could even return home. Moral: trust is for fools. Okay. I don't know about that, but like you need proof when you trust people. This is new. Oh, this is the other side, okay. I'm not doing too well though. What did that do for me? Oh, healing. Okay.
Okay, this is it.
Okay, so there's like a boss now. Okay, well I know where to go. At least there's that. Made some progress.